Okay, for those who are watching at home, this is the last video that you'll get. Although I think we'll probably capture at least one of the presentations, just so the distance folks can see what the group presentations. The students at a distance are all going to do something individual, and we're doing something as a group. So I've given you. Anyone go out and buy Grind afterwards? Penny thought it was awful. She tried it. And so these are, you have in front of you 10 possible essay questions. And so the purpose of today then is to see if you have any questions about those. So I will pull essay questions from that, from this list. There'll be, 40, 30, 35, 40 vocabulary matching, just like the first exam. The vocabulary words come from your worksheets. We still have worksheets if people are looking for them. Everybody's got theirs?
Everybody that's here in the past years.
Okay, so if you know somebody that is still looking for those, Cami Grace has those. And so just from that list of 10, is there any that you want to talk through? And in case your dog eats this paper, it's also posted on D2L.
For number 3, when it says the list and then match, are we just writing next to it?
Okay, what are the adopter categories? Innovator, early adopter, early majority, late majority, and then laggard. And so what describe each of those. What does it mean to be an innovator? What does it mean to be an early adopter? So that's, you may be given a case like we did with the Ingles recycling cart, or like we did with the farmer's market, where you're asked to match that, but be sure that you can describe those besides just match it to one. So, and the adopter categories, that's just one of the most important parts of class, that you understand what it means to be an innovator and what it means, particularly a laggard. And we did those cases. The most important is we don't try and use those innovators and those laggards as if they have opinion leadership, because they have none. And if we try and use them, we're going to be in trouble. Okay, so that's 3. Yes, ma'am?
On 8, when it says, why should a change agent's goal be to put themselves out of business?
Yeah.
Is that saying, like, if you're so effective of trying to get this new product out there that you would put yourself out of business because it's so popular?
At least you're not, at least for that one product. I don't know it's too different than people that spank their kids, right? And say if it worked, I wouldn't have to keep spanking them, right? And so if I've worked to get this innovation adopted, then I should be able to go on to the next one. I shouldn't have to spend 30 years trying to get people to, my goal should be to not have to do this anymore. If I can get people to lower their salt intake, if I can get people to stop using DDT, whatever it is that I want to get them to stop doing or start doing, if I do a good job, my goal is they don't need me anymore. And if we think about this critical mass, that after a while, after we've gotten to that tipping point, we don't have to do anything more, because it should go on without us. We don't have to keep promoting Little League, because Little League's Little League, we can't stop it anymore. Then we'll even let girls play Little League. Let them in the FFA. The big mistake, 1969. Hey. Absolutely. Absolutely. Any other ones you want to walk through?
On number 7, on the communities and change agents, are you wanting just like,
What's the difference?
okay, so you don't want like can we use examples on that one?
You could, but you can't just answer with an example.
Okay.
But compare, how are opinion leaders and change agents different? Anyone want to take a stab at that? You just want to research that on your own?
I feel like change agents' main job is to go out and push this innovation.
It's my job. That's what I do,
Opinion
yes.
leaders are like celebrities.
Well, they can be celebrities, but they can be just, they don't, celebrities sometimes are also change agents. They're trying to get people, or you also might say, they might be innovation champions. But my innovation champions could be a change agent or could be an opinion leader. They could be hired, right? But generally, change agents are hired. That's what I do that's my job. And opinion leaders, people follow me because they follow me.
Okay, so can I ask the difference
Yeah.
between an innovative champion and an opinion leader?
Well, I think you could say someone could be an innovation champion and could be a change agent, or they could be an opinion leader. Okay? It could be that's not my job, but I'm taking it upon myself. Maybe I just do this in my free time. I'm on a morel mushroom page. I'm going to have to get off it on Facebook because I can't get anything else, because it's all about people who are where they found mushrooms and how many and how big they are. And somebody took it upon themselves to make this page to spread the gospel of morel mushrooms. And then the goofballs that are on there, they want to, every mushroom or fungi that they come across, they want to know, can I eat this? Just look for this mushroom that just looks like this and eat it. Don't eat anything else or you might die. Okay? But anyway, somebody that puts together as an administrator for a Facebook page, they're kind of championing that cause. And so you'd say, oh, they're kind of an innovation champion. They're wanting to promote this thing that I do. Bicycling. Was anyone here for spring break in the Land Run 100? Land Run 100 is a 100-mile road race on Payne County. That 1,800 riders are here on gravel and dirt roads. And so 8 o'clock on Saturday morning for spring break, they all went by my house. And I stood out there and took pictures and video of it. And it was like, they just kept coming and coming like lemmings. Anyway. And so the person that the district bicycle benefits some way, but they're also just promoting this idea of riding bicycles, but riding on dirt and through mud and then getting drunk afterwards. I think that's an important part of it afterwards. Iron Monk needs to benefit. I just kind of like the idea. I want to promote bicycles. And so my brother-in-law is a bike enthusiast. In Chicago, he rides his bike every day to work, miles. And on Saturdays, he'll go and help repair bicycles for kids to give away. And it's just like, man, if it's bicycles, I'm for it. And so he's promoting riding bicycles. He thinks it's really good.
But opinion leaders don't really. Opinion leaders are like the guy that's sitting in the chair, right? He's just cool, people follow him. And what he does, people want to do. Okay.
And again, in your family, there are people we listen to, and there are people that we roll our eyes at. Okay, when you go to that family function, some people, oh yeah, okay, maybe I will buy an electric car, or there he goes again. Okay. Want you to get your education. Okay, 378. What other ones? Try the filtered camels.
Can we go over the 5 steps on number 10?
10, Amy Grace?
So the 5 steps were the agenda setting, matching, redefining and restructuring and clarifying and routinizing. And so agenda setting is, I always like double guess myself how to say that. And so agenda setting is not going to follow you this far. Agenda setting is when an organization figures out that they have a problem, and so they're trying to figure out what to do, and then matching is when they match an innovation to that problem. And so with going back to the school day, or the school example, they don't have enough resources to keep the school open 5 days a week. So what do? The innovation, they match it to, let's shorten the school week. And then the next step is redefining and restructuring. And so you think, okay, well, how does this best fit us? So do we do it we close school on Mondays, or we close school on Fridays?
Yeah, we could reinvent. We could make it fit us. Yeah.
And then clarifying is you weigh the pros and cons of the situation. Are there any other problems that arise from this? Things like that. And then the routinizing, it becomes the new normal. Everybody has a 4-day school week. That's just, it is what it is. You mean we used to go to school 5 days? Does that help? Does that make sense?
And the agenda setting is we can set the agenda by kind of promoting things. So if you said you wanted to build a wall along the Mexican border, you could convince people that a wall is really necessary because people are coming, with their tanks and are going to overthrow all our construction sites and building materials and all the, anyway.
So this is a bad example, but kind of Hitler was, I feel like you would be the steps.
So one really could be rationalizing. I've rationalized why I want to invade Poland because there are all these Germans in Poland that want to be part of Germany, and they also, amazingly, they were also in Sweden and Denmark and France and everywhere else that we need to take over. So I think that's a good example. So it's kind of like justifying, but you kind of got to, again, you set the agenda. I think in the example on the email, I convinced people that, hey, we need to adopt this innovation, and then we eventually get to it, and then we've done it so long that we just can't believe that Germany wasn't all of Europe. Okay, any other ones you want to talk through? And so really the important part on that is just if you compare it against the individuals, you say, it's really not too much different. It's very similar.
Can we just go over the 4 strategies in number 6? For finding the
Okay, yeah.
I don't think what that was.
Okay. First, what's the value of knowing who the opinion leaders are? Is that one of the questions too?
Yeah,
That's the first part.
I guess it's not a separate one. Okay, why might I want to know who the opinion leaders are? Chelsea?
In what role? As a change agent? Why is it?
Yeah, that'd be great. As a change agent, if I'm a change agent, why might I want to know who the opinion leaders are?
Because they're the ones that are going to keep it. I mean, if they're using it or doing it, they're going to follow it.
They're going to be the trend testers.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to use them. Okay, I'm going to hold them up and say, hey, okay, so I need to know who they are.
Can you use it as an innovation champion?
Excellent, I could use them as, maybe. Yeah, but they're the people who I'm going to use, and then other people are going to see them and say, oh, if they're doing it, then I'll do it. Okay, because they have opinion leadership. Okay, if they're voting for Amy Klobuchar, then maybe I will too. Okay, now, how do we know who they are? if I wanted to know who the opinion leaders were in this class, how could I figure that out? I could ask, are you an opinion leader? Okay, you'd say, people follow me, or no, not so much. Okay, so one is I can ask them. Okay. What's another way? I can ask, who do you think the opinion leaders are? Maybe it's not you, but who are they? Okay, you could do that. Staying with this example of this class, we did 2 of the 4. What are the other 2?
Would one of them like you ask the person in charge?
I could ask Cammy Grace, who do you think the opinion leaders are? Ask faculty, who do you think the opinion leaders are in this group? I'm sorry? Well, I can watch. We could have a social. Those of you that 4203, when you have a social for an organization, I can just see who is talking and who's listening. People that are listening are the followers. People who are talking are the opinion leaders. Okay. I'd like to use the example of 450 Oklahoma ag teachers. Okay. I'm going to promote an innovation among 450 ag teachers. Okay. I need to figure out who are the top 10 or 20 innovators. Opinion leaders. Okay. And so I could ask all of them. Okay. Are you an opinion leader? Do people follow what you do? I could ask them, who do you think they are? I could ask state supervisors or ag ed faculty, who do you think the influential ones are? Or I could go to a social and I could hang around and watch who's got all the first year teachers gathered around listening to them and who's talking. Okay. And if I don't know that and I'm trying to promote this innovation, okay, I may pick the wrong people. Okay. And so what I do is if I find the opinion leaders, I'd figure out who they are and I'd give money to them to promote whatever this innovation is. And then it should, if the theory works, then I can back away and it should take off on its own. Corey, satisfied? Any other ones you want to walk through?
Can you explain number 5? I can't remember going over
The example that's used in the book is that when they asked people how they found out about jobs, they didn't find out about jobs from their close friends. They found out about jobs from this weak network of kind of not so close friends. Okay? Your close friends tend to be like you, very homogeneous. Okay? Why? Why are your close friends like you? Why are your close friends not, Katie, you've talked about this before, why are your close friends not like you?
Because you surround yourself around people you want to be like.
Yeah, you said, and particularly your values. I tend to have people around me that are like me. It's just comfortable. Why would I be around people that I'm always in conflict with emotionally and cognitively? Okay? So we can try and have this diversity of people, but man, it's hard. And so naturally we try to have people that are kind of like us. So just take in terms of this job search. If they're like you, they have similar network of people, and they don't know any different than you do. They know of the same jobs that you know about. That doesn't help you any at all. And so these weak ties are these people that you met at a party who are a friend of a friend. They didn't go to NEO. Okay? They're from another state. Okay? They're from another major. They're from another college. They're from another university. Okay? But when I was on a student exchange trip at University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, I met so-and-so. Anyway, so they suggest the strength, that there's tremendous strength in these weak ties, these weak relationships that you have, whether it's finding a job or just finding out about new ideas. And as a college student, you are exposed to so much of this. Okay? if you think of when you were in high school, your network of people was very, very small and it was very homogeneous, and you're forced to as a college student. Now you're about to leave and your network is going to shrink like this. Okay? And so either you'll stay in contact, those weak contacts of people, or you'll completely isolate yourself back in your hometown and get married and have babies, and 20 years will go by like that. Who asked about the strength of weak ties? Yeah? That the strength are these weak relationships that we have with people, and it has to do with, if you're answering that question, you better mention homophilia and heterophilia, being heterophilious and homophilious, because that's, we don't want to do that. It's uncomfortable, but that's what makes us great. Everything isn't from the old farmer gardener in Alabama, right? But then look what you learned yesterday. Learned how to prevent squash vine borer and stink bugs from the old Alabama gardener from his YouTube channel. He is now a weak connection. Okay. Any other ones? Don't mind spending time, but I don't want to waste your time. Okay.